You've probably seen a lot of reviews calling One Battle After Another the greatest movie of the year, of the decade, and even of all time, but don't worry, I watched the movie and I'm here to give you the correct opinion on the best and worst parts of the film. First of all, this movie is absolutely hilarious, which I wasn't really expecting based on the trailers, but there are so many just laugh out loud moments throughout this entire film. Leonardo DiCaprio absolutely kills it. He's playing this kind of like washed up, he used to be a radical revolutionary, now he just kind of lays on the couch and drinks and smokes all day. He has so many great lines and deliveries of those lines, and he really nails a physical comedy like pretty much all the time he's on screen for most of the film. It's absolutely hilarious. Then on the other side of things, you have Stephen Lockjaw played by Sean Penn, and he's kind of going around trying to hunt and round up all these revolutionaries from a long time ago. And I gotta admit, Sean Penn is the performance of the movie for me. Like, if he gets the best supporting actor for this, it is well deserved, because he plays the most like evil, vile, disgusting human you've ever seen in your life. But at the same time, he's also like a hybrid of a Looney Tunes character and the Terminator. His character is really so ridiculous, and obviously this is intentionally so. Paul Thomas Anderson is definitely critiquing the real life Stephen Lockjaws out there, who are just these really weak, insecure men that are really pathetic at the end of the day. This brings me to the first negative of the movie. I might be the only person on this app that has a negative thing to say. I really feel like the humor takes away from the really serious subject matter and topic of this film. And I'm not saying you can't handle serious subject matter in a humorous way, but this film is so overwhelmingly funny and ridiculous that I legitimately feel like it really undermines the message Paul Thomas Anderson was trying to get across with this film. Like, there's seriously some dead serious moments where characters are in like the worst situation of their entire life, and we are just cracking jokes. And like I said, the movie is hilarious. I was laughing at them, but I feel like it kind of took me out of some of the seriousness of this film. But back to the positives, I think the performances absolutely carry a lot of this movie. Like I said, I love Leo in this film, not one of his all-time great performances or anything, but like I said, a really funny one. Sean Penn is amazing in this film. Regina Hall, really love her character. Benicio del Toro, same for him, but I feel like for both of those characters, I needed like one or two more scenes with both of them. I feel like the film's trying to be like half an ensemble film, but it doesn't give a lot of the other supporting characters enough time to shine. And again, this is all intentional by Paul Thomas Anderson, I'm sure. I'm just saying it didn't fully connect with me. I can understand what he's trying to do and have it not fully work. This is truly a breakout for Chase Infinity. This is her first official film role. She was in Presumed Innocent, the TV show last year. I don't think she's been in anything else, but she was absolutely incredible in this movie. She deserves to be a huge breakout star from this role. But again, the entire heart and soul of this movie relies on her character. She's the daughter of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in this film, and I feel like she on her own is never really developed. We don't learn anything about her for the most part. Nothing specific, but just some vague spoilers for like the theme of the movie is kind of that like, oh, the next generation of people like her, this daughter, they have to be the ones to kind of stand up and fight back. I feel like the movie never did anything to make me understand that, oh yeah, this is truly who she is. Like, the only thing the movie gives her is that she does karate and that she's concerned about her father, and then all the events of the movie kick off, and you really don't ever get more with her actually like speaking anything that adds to the character. Like I said, it's not her fault. She does incredible with what she's given and has some really amazing, powerful scenes in this film. But like I said, the entire heart and soul of the entire film relies on this character, and we know that she does karate, she reads a letter, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to a protest. Like, that is what we get from her. I needed something else. And again, I think this movie balances its runtime incredibly well. Like, this is one of the quickest feeling, almost 3-hour long movies I've ever seen in my life. It never slows down. It's paced incredible. Like, the editing, all of that deserves so much praise. Because of that, I almost feel like he should have just gone for the full like 3-hour runtime, given me a few more scenes with characters that aren't Leonardo DiCaprio or Sean Penn's, and I feel like the movie would have really benefited from it. On a technical level, this movie is pretty masterful. Like, it looks incredible, especially a lot of the night scenes are lit so perfectly. Like, it's nice to actually see directors have a night scene that looks good and not like absolute garbage. I don't see enough people talking about the musical score. Like, it is so fresh and original. It adds a lot of tension to scenes. The dramatic moments are increased by the score, even if I think the comedy does underdo it. It's so wacky and weird in a way that was just really refreshing to hear. And the soundtrack as well. There are some A++ needle drops, like Dirty Work, when that comes into the movie. Absolutely perfect use with the context of the scene and what happens later in the film. Again, the whole big picture of this movie is kind of the whole extremes on the left and right, and kind of focusing in on the next generation. They're going to be the ones to fix it. They're going to continue the fight one battle after another. They're going to be the ones. And again, this is kind of vague spoiler territory here, nothing specific, but I feel like outside of some littler moments with like Benicio del Toro's character, we really don't get as much like hope for the future and for our real life application of this movie as I feel like everybody's giving it credit for. And again, maybe this is me just being overly cynical. And I'm not blaming anybody for being blown away by this movie and thinking it is like a perfect symbol of hope and the movie we needed right now. I think the movie is desperately trying to be that from Paul Thomas Anderson, who I think does have some questionable politics on the side of things. And you got Leonardo DiCaprio starring in this movie, building a hotel in a questionable area. But even all those things aside, I feel like the movie's just juggling a lot. And like I said, it balances the runtime well to make an incredibly entertaining movie, but I don't think it really hits as hard for me as it was supposed to. And I really try not to buy into the pre-hype and early reviews of things, but when you see countless outlets and other reviewers all giving it early reviews saying film of the year, film of the decade easily, my expectations were very high. And like I said, I do really like a lot of this movie. It was an absolute blast to watch, but I don't think it even comes remotely close to something like Killers of the Flower Moon. Like, I think this is a better, not just Leo movie, but movie period for this decade. Again, maybe this is me just being really cynical, but I feel like even with One Battle After Another, if it wanted to be as funny as it was for like 80% of the runtime, that's fine. And it definitely does try to have a more serious, heartfelt moment at the end, but I feel like we kind of needed the gut punch similar to what we get in Killers of the Flower Moon for what the movie is about. Overall, wildly entertaining movie. I like what it's trying to do. I don't think it sticks the landing. I think the humor undercuts a lot of stuff, but the score, the visuals of the movie, all of those are absolutely incredible. Multiple just amazing performances that I hope get Oscar nominations. Like, Sean Penn deserves to win the Best Supporting Actor in my opinion. I really hope Chase Infinity gets nominated, and honestly, she could win too. And Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't think he'll win or should, but he should get nominated for this. So it is a movie I definitely recommend you go and see. I personally am going to give this a 1 Leonardo DiCaprio running around in a bathrobe with a sniper rifle out of 10. If you've seen the movie, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below.